Okay, well, I saw Sandra today, and we had our session, and then after that I went with her to a group meeting to sit in with some fellow peers of hers, not anybody that she knew, but some women that were also in the shelter with her that have also been in abusive relationships. I sat in with her in order to get a better feel of what she's like in those group meetings, because she doesn't tend to like to talk about her situation, and she seems to downplay her situation based off of the situations in the group session. So I decided that it would probably be best for me to go and witness her while she was in there. I came to one of the Tuesday sessions since she is still staying in the shelter, and the session began at about noonish, and Sandra didn't get there till about 12:15. When she got there, she sat down the chair the farthest away from the counselor that was in there, and she was very distant from the rest of the group. People were sharing stories, and she seemed to like play off their stories as if they were untrue, or as if the women were betraying their partners by letting out all of this information. I specifically asked the counselor to engage specifically with Sandra, and she seemed a little off put by it. She didn't really enjoy that attention that she was receiving from the counselor, given that she normally doesn't have to speak in the sessions. After viewing her behavior in the session, I think it's best that she and I come up with a game plan about what to do from here, because from what I see, she doesn't, even though she's the one that called in and stated that she wanted to receive help, she doesn't really see what's going on in her life as much of a problem. And the session seemed to only be helping her helping her downplay her situation, because they don't seem as bad as anybody else's. There was a couple of women that were in there that talked about how they, have guns put to their heads, or how they may have had their heads bashed in and they had to get stitches, or situations like that. Whereas Sandra feels like, her situation of getting beat by belts or all that kind of stuff doesn't seem as bad because it didn't draw blood or something like that. So I think we need to come up with a situation to better understand what she wants out of this. I did ask her that during our session, but she didn't really understand. And hopefully we can work towards understanding of what it is that she's looking for, because without that understanding, that there's not much that we can get done. But yes, the next session that we have, we will implement a plan and determine what it is that she wants to do, so that she doesn't end up back in her abusive relationship and end up having to be a part of something that's detrimental to her, because she does have something going for herself. She stated that she had completed Job Corps, she graduated from high school, and I don't want anything to hinder her from becoming successful. So that's my assessment. And overall, I just feel like she's very dependent on her boyfriend, because she's not used to really having anybody in her life that doesn't sexually abuse her or anything like that. So we need to work on that dependence on her boyfriend and placing that in a better light. So that's our plan for next session, and hopefully we can get that accomplished.